the next, from China, Yingsha.
Oh yeah, Xia in the house, going for a three-peat here in Chongqing. 18 singles titles, 7 at the champions level. And she, of course, is somebody who knows how to win here inside this arena. So it's Yingsha, the world #1, on a hot streak at the moment. And she is up against Cheonhui herself, somebody who has produced excellent champions form. And we're going to talk about a very familiar face in the coaching scene for Cheonhui once we get into this action here. Two very familiar faces, to be honest with you, in terms of those offering instructions. In terms of the WTT head-to-head between these two, it's Xia 3-0. The most recent of those meetings, well, it's some 7 months ago. Champions Yokohama, a straight games win. Kirsten Dujat is the umpire. She's going to have to speak up a bit to be heard above the absolute hubbub that is this Infinity Arena today. Yeah, there you go. Sound ringing around here. And Xia's in no great hurry to get into the action. But I'll just quickly bring Fraser Riley in. You're coming in for the big ones, aren't you, Fraser? What a match.
Here we go. We've just rolled out the red carpet for the world's brightest shining superstar in table tennis. Cannot wait for this one, John. These two are actually fairly familiar. And it's great to see Yi Sang-soo in the coaching corner for Cheonhui. Really exciting stuff here, John.
This is just the noise that greets the coin toss. My goodness, what are we in store for here today?
Red Usun and blue coin. Blue, it's a serve. Service, which side?
Well, there's a win there for Cheonhui, albeit in terms of the toss there, so the decision made. Oh, joking aside, they are familiar. They're familiar in a way that goes back further than just WTT encounters as well. So, into the action they go in terms of warming things up. Well, what more is there to say about Xia? Other than, I guess, really, is she vulnerable early on in events in the way that Wang Manyu was 2 days ago, Fraser?
Well, if my memory serves me correctly, the only time she's lost before a WTT Series quarter-final was in Fukuoka back in 2024. You can see she just cleans up at any level. Yeah. It's incredible. 18 WTT titles, man.
And look at that. I mean, by her own standards, only a semi-final in Hong Kong, albeit it maybe mitigating circumstances there, but incredible to think that at this level, she's a serial winner. But most recently, of course, it was at the elite Grand Smash level that she won. Now, let's spend a bit of time thinking about Cheonhui, because, of course, she is somebody who really caught the eye, making the semi-finals last year at WTT Champions in Montpellier. She is still seeking her first WTT title, but she is somebody who is capable of going a long, long way. We can look back to the closest encounter between them 2 years ago at Singapore, 3 years ago, I should say, at Singapore Smash, and it turned out to be a 3-1 that turned into a 3-3, but then Xia's class coming through in the end.
Yeah, it was a great performance from Cheonhui, but I think Xia's clout just weighs so heavy on the opponent's mind. It was a great year in 2023 for Ju. She got to the final of the star contender Bangkok. So, you know, she's a really top player, and now she wants a title to show for that.
Only problem is she's got about 9,000, 10,000 maybe fans against her. She's got an informed superstar against her here, and she's going to have to be composed and calm, and she's going to have a game plan. Can she do a Satsuki-Odo? That's the question. Can she produce something irregular, something surprising, and then back it up? 77% of the people who've been to the World Table Tennis got caught to voters say, no, I don't think so, and that's fully understandable.
Absolutely, she is the most dominant force in the world right now, and it's going to take something unseen to defeat her.
This is what we come for. This is what you watch for. This is raw atmosphere. This is incredible support. And this is a matchup that we've been waiting for.
First game, Ju to serve, love all.
Xiaoxiao's innate sense of theatricality. She just takes a little bit more time, builds up the anticipation.
Please turn off the flashlights. All of you.
Goes
Turn off
in
the flash,
2
please.
shots. Good luck with that.
Love all. Love one.
So Xiaoxia into her work straight away. What kind of a match do these two typically produce, Fraser?
Fast, furious rallies, both of them near the table, early timing, subtle exploitations.
2-1.
And look at that, case in point.
A lot of that. So smooth right from the start.
It's incredible.
Leaving nothing to chance. Look at the lights, just understanding how the toss is going to go. Visualization.
2-1.
And that will give Cheonhui so much heart on the board.
An early glimpse of her prowess, her technique, her movement, fitness. She calibrates really, really well, Cheonhui. Not yet naturalized citizen of Korea, so can't represent them. Worlds or Olympics, but she's looking to do that, and she is at level.
One.
Yes, and you mentioned that, and obviously she is so totally familiar with the Team China players, with Xiaoxia and the rest, the surroundings, the environments. There's nothing going to faze her about what's happening here right now.
Two, three.
A little flick off the net, acknowledged, but again, a little glimpse of her mobility, which is one of her key assets.
I like the approach here, the intent of the long serve counter combination. It's aggressive. And she needs to be
Left.
aggressive here.
2-3.
Nothing lukewarm whatsoever. Everything has to have intent. Even if you're touching or pushing, got to be aggressive.
Four, two.
We talk so much about just the decimation that the Sun Yingsha forehand has. But I'd say she has an underrated backhand. She knows how to resist, how to probe, how to construct points. And we'll see it a lot in this match, I'm sure.
4-3.
Just a little hurry up there. Change of tempo is going to be important here against Xiaoxia as well.
For sure. Trying to break that rhythm. She switched her out a couple of times. This is good. This is a good start from Ju.
3-5.
Luke glanced round at Lee Sang-soo, sitting behind her. Great to see him around, isn't it?
It's great to see. It was brilliant, wasn't it, in Frankfurt? He got a really great send-off after being beaten in the semi-final by Dang Cho. Absolute legend for Korea.
4-5.
We've seen him, we've seen Ju Se-hyuk and so many other Korean legends over the years go toe-to-toe with the Chinese. There's a real rivalry between them.
Six, 4. And just to round up that little line or two about Lee Sang-soo, as much as anything he might bring technically to Cheonhui here, it's going to be about dealing with experiences and atmospheres and occasions like this. That's what she has to tap into.
Definitely. And I think that he's a fantastic person because he's quite softly spoken.
7-4.
Nothing soft about that.
No, letting her table tennis do the talking as ever, Yingsha.
It was more about the foremotion, the deception before she made contact with the ball that sent Zhu the wrong way.
4-8.
And then exquisite, the preparation, the execution. If you look at the primary shots she plays, she just delivers, executes at such a high success rate. That's why she's so formidable. Just a little bit of crowd control going on.
4-8.
Funny sound off one of those, just might have caught the edge of the table a little bit, but it didn't phase Xia.
These balls were sizzling with spin. You could see that Zhu, even though she had plenty of time on her hands, she felt so much pressure to finish it. She made a little bit of an unforced error.
She's finding it a little bit hard here. They're going to have to marshal the crowd. And actually, Yingsha does a great job of that, usually trying to control these super excited fans.
I think she's got to the point where she's almost a little bit apologetic towards her opponent about it.
Yeah, you're right. But Cheonhui's doing a good job. She's not playing till she's ready if she feels that there's a disturbance.
Yeah.
But it's been a strong run of points here for Yingsha, who now has 5 game points in the first. And amidst absolutely febrile scenes here inside the Infinity Arena, she gets the first down, calm as you like, off to have a chat with Marlin, and the Xia show continues, picking up where she left off when we last saw her.
Just continues to raise the bar, and I think we're going to have to see a bit more risk-taking from Zhu Cheonhui in the second game, because she's not giving Xia anything that she hasn't seen before.
So Yingsha on course in this round of 32 here, WTD Champions Chongqing 2026. Fraser, I want you to expand a little bit on what Zhu Cheonhui's going to have to do to try and derail Xia.
More long serving, more aggressive countering. It's going to be tough to construct the point with touch play. There might actually have to be an element of inviting with the serve and receiving. And then she has to try to just clobber the ball. Satsuki Odo style.
Yep, I know exactly what you mean. And the thing about Odo was that once she got in front, she just kept on clobbering the ball, or finding something different.
Even when she was in the lead, you saw a couple of strawberries in there. You saw some long pushing. I feel like she was trying to match Xia right now. Can't be about that. You can see Xia is just an absolute maestro at making it a tight, suffocating battle, and at actually drawing the opponent in to make them feel powerless, to make them feel like they don't have time to play big strokes. So maybe Zhu should take a little step off the table as well when she can.
Because at the moment, if they continue to do that, and what's fascinating about Xia, she's not the most demonstrative, she's not a spectacular player in many ways, doesn't have to play the big crowd-pleasing shots. It's just so very, very effective.
And there's so many things going on that we can't actually see. Oh, stunning timing with the abbreviation there. Such an acute angle from Xia. I think so much of her game and her success comes down to how good of a judge of character that she is. She can feel what the opponent's fancying in real time, and that's such a difficult skill.
Great shout. She was ready for anything that might come her way there. That just clips the edge of the table, and Ju will take whatever break she can get.
Something different with the receive, though, the chop receive. It was like trying to lift a brick for Sun Yingsha. Decent containing play from Ju, put on the back foot, but good recovery.
Gets a bit of fortune back her way. Winner of this one, incidentally, right at the top of the draw, will go on to face the winner of our last round of 32 match, which will see Adriana Diaz taking on Korea's Cheonhui. It's only going one way at the moment, this match. Crowd really need to just calm down a touch.
Oh, good luck.
1-5.
Telling them that. A lot of first-time viewers. Got over 20 million followers on social media, Xia. She really is the most famous sportswoman in China right now. It's incredible.
Yeah, social media bears that out. And also anecdotally, I mean, we say this often, you only have to step outside this incredible Infinity Arena and get out to the fan zone and the concourse outside, and it's just rammed with fans of hers.
Yeah.
6-2.
Fan stalls everywhere you go.
The fan art's a thing. They all come along, they bring their own incredibly creative tributes to this player.
Oh,
6-3.
scrumptious.
Best we've seen from Ju.
Half long. It was a nice brush up from Xia. You could barely hear the contact. She caressed it so finely, the dwell, but Ju took it out in front, a light beam. No one's getting that one back.
That's more like it from Ju Cheonhui, the Korean, just doing what she has to do, just trying to stay with Xia here. And she serves 2 behind.
And making those minute adjustments on receive. You really can't tell when Xia plays the pendulum whether she's going to go short forehand, middle, backhand, long middle, wide. So Ju's doing a decent job to keep up with that.
The adjustment onto the forehand, once again, efficient and effective.
She's chasing her own shadow, the Korean.
See, it's not spectacular. It's just so very, very effective.
So functional. And sometimes it takes a genius to do things so simply.
And it's going to take shots like that to beat her as well. Twice now we've seen the light beam, the laser, whatever you want to call it, to finish a point from Ju.
Beautiful shot. That was coming into the crossover, so she had to take it early. Sang-soo there, we should say, the first ever Korean to reach a Champions final. He only did that last year.
Yeah, incredible.
He's still one of the best players in the world.
And he's not playing. The grunt of effort tells you what's going into this, but she's getting her rewards now. Pulls within 1 point.
Great quality. She's not playing full power on all the backhands, so when she does play a powerful one, there's a bit of a juxtaposition there, and that's what throws off Xia. Touch wider as well, that was nice. This is as good as a must-win game for Ju.
Too easy. When you're as good as Xia, stepped around it.
It's violent. The wide serve, opened the table for herself right away. She steps in, transfers her weight from her right leg to her left leg. It's a perfect technique. You could see how Xia was looking to treat that mediocre shovel serve. Just denied by the net tape.
But there's a momentum shift here. 6 of the last 8 going to her opponent. As you said, this game feels absolutely vital. And it's vital because you don't see players coming from 2 down that often. I know we showed you 3 years ago in Singapore. Ju came from 3-1 down, eventually losing 4-3. But look at recent history, and it just doesn't happen.
No. 10-7.
And now she's on the brink of a 2-game lead. 3 game points for the world #1.
Looking for a 3rd event win in a row because she won the Asian Cup in Haiku and the Singapore Smash.
Looking for a 3rd in a row here as well. Chongqing, just one of the many places in the world that she finds very much to her liking. And again. She went for it, and one way or another, she got there.
And it almost frustrates me when I see it, because this is what she has to start with from the get-go. That kind of aggression, long, wide serving, big forehands. She can't entertain the backhand-to-backhand battle against Sun.
Well, she got a break, and it's given her a chance to close, but it's still game point to the opponent. And she takes her chance. Both service points won. We go to Juice.
She's given herself a lifeline. Credit to Ju for that. Just about getting away with it. Marlin, the 2008 Olympic champion, has already gone through a bit of stress here, hasn't he?
Major stress. Oh, it just goes wide.
It was a beautiful idea. Just missed by a whisker.
But we're back in game point territory now for Sun Yingsha. Now, how bold is she with this service?
Sun Yingsha is actually overthinking the backhand flick a little bit here. But it is the toughest serve to tell what contact is being made onto the ball.
After that close-up look at the preparation, the execution is decisive.
Just a little swivel there. And a timeout from Sun Yingsha, who has failed to convert previous game points.
Smart move. We spoke earlier on about stress for Marlin. Of course, we were referring to the Wang Manyu shock that he was powerless to really stop. This time it's a treat coaching Xia Xia. Let's listen in.
没关系，那你用反手棋的话，反手棋能不能速度顶得快一点就行，不要想直接抽死，速度快点打，直接顶他一下就完了，让他别直接抽就完了，然后形成相持嘛，就完了嘛，对吧？如果有机会正往那随便拉拉点，我也没关系。好吧，他的真发到正手短也是，就是如果你看形了，可以抓下去，抓完以后后面自然相持就行。啊，可以，没问题。
不会太一拳发我。
没关系吧？反手短，你还是这个嘛。
我别上得太近。
先等一下，等一下。 不要想着直接赢，稍微这样试一试，没关系，没问题啊，都领先了，好吧？真到相持里面，有机会提速，没机会就耐心一点，2决啊。
It's one of the many things to love about this sport, the meeting of minds when you get one of the great players with one of the great players. And that was what we just heard and saw. And both, of course, with plenty to say in that exchange, Fraser.
You know, Marlin is probably my favourite ever player. It's an absolute honour to be in the same room as him.
Well, how's he going to steer Sun Yingsha now to a 2-game lead here? Oh, wow, what a way to do it. Stretched wide, she comes up with an improbable angle.
Goodness gracious me. She could get cast as one of the Fantastic Four with that flexibility, Sun Yingsha. Fully extended and still has the relaxation in the forearm and grip to swerve it so wide. How has she just done that?
Cheonhui sees the ball leave her racket thinking, yeah, I've hit a decent shot here, and then she doesn't get anywhere near the ball that comes back. So that's just Xia Xia stuff. Chasing a third title here. Let's look back at the Xia Xia story so far here in WTT Champions Chongqing action. 2024 against Wang Manyu, an absolute thriller this one. It went all the way before eventually down and out. Wang Manyu and Xia Xia and the fans celebrated a stunning final. Far more straightforward against Chongqing last time out, Fraser.
Yeah, 4-0 win for the world #1, who's spent, what, nearly 200 weeks. That's this rank right now.
What now for Cheonhui? She was in that game. She gave herself a chance, only to find herself now 2 down.
Love 1.
Of the many ways that Sun Yingsha is successful, I would imagine points like the one that closed out the last game do so much damage emotionally, mentally to the opponent, who thought, how on earth did that point happen?
Yeah.
1-0.
Nice shovel serve. She's coming even more around that there. It definitely would have been deflating John for Ju there because she was so close to leveling this thing. And she knows that she, percentage-wise, really had to try and do that. Let's see what happens next here. Is there a way she can come back into this?
1-0.
I think she has to try to get it into the middle of Sun Yingsha. Because doing that, it will make it tough for Xia Xia to switch with the backhand out to wide forehand. It will make it tough for Xia Xia to play a forehand at all. When you play a parallel shot down the line, it does make it a little bit easier for the opponent to play off the diagonal angle. We saw that with that game point right there. Yep. So down the middle for Ju. She's trying it.
How good is the defense, though? You cannot fault Ju for what she tried there. There's only one problem. She was up against this woman.
Incredible. The activation of her core. Took that forehand a little bit later than usual, but it's how she makes space out that crossover. Sublime.
3-2.
She won't stop believing, Cheonhui. She's made of very stern stuff. She's a fighter. Up goes the sleeves, up come the shoulders. She'll keep going at this. But
once bitten, twice shy. She was having none of that, was she? The patience is actually key to this shot because she waits just enough and she doesn't act too early. Looks like she does, the way she comes over the table.
The boss liked it.
But pouncing on that serve that was just drifting towards half long.
The execution of these skills, you spoke about her core strength, her lower body is just remarkable. Oh. Drops down, executes to perfection.
That's a really handcuffing body blow of the backhand flick there from Cheonhui.
See the reaction from Xia. She didn't like that one bit.
I think it's because she showed her cards a little bit too soon and the serve did pop up just a bit too much.
4-5.
Right idea from Cheonhui, but she is just struggling to come in and meet a ball which isn't fully coming to her. She's basically outstretched, and that's why she's losing control with that backhand.
You spoke earlier about there being a lot happening that we don't always get to see in terms of what's on the ball coming back from Xia.
Yeah.
5-all.
But again, as we saw in the second game, this is competitive, this is tight.
Again, it's the deception. You don't really know where that forehand's going to go, do you, when she pivots? She just glances it.
I know you were loving that little change of pace, change of mind. Bit of touch from Xia, but to her opponent's massive credit, she takes the point.
A little bit of fortune, but this was a beautiful backhand off the table. That's the kind of Satsuki Odo play right there, from that distance with that power. There is only so much you can do against such a quick genius of a player when you're that close up to the table. That's the reason why, for example, Miwa Haramoto has never beaten Wang Manyu, why she's only beaten Xia once in goodness knows how many tries, never in terms of WTT. If you really want to get in their face and outpower them, it's difficult to do that when you are very close to the table, because you have less time on your hands yourself.
Sure, and their preparation is so good.
Yeah.
A chance. Down the parallel, off the backhand, a 2-point lead. It has to happen now for Lee Sang-soo's player.
That was much better with the backhand. Keeping that weight forward on the balls of her feet.
But how do you cope with that? Under fire.
It was too obvious what she was going to do, and the push wasn't quite quick enough to shut down the pivot.
This is where bravery will be rewarded.
And it isn't brave. And it's brutal from Sun.
If you're passive, she'll be all over you.
Ju tried to come across the receive to nullify the spin and misdirect Xia, but it didn't quite commit to that enough. And now she's in trouble.
Because there's no one better than Xia when she scents a bit of blood. She goes for it, and this is her opportunity. Her coach knows it all too well. He's seen it time and time again.
Time out, Joe.
And there you are, maybe the last chance she's got. Last throw of the dice here for Cheonhui. She's still in this, just. But the end could be nigh.
날라오면 플러스 위에서 거는 거 가운데 쪽으로 보고.
근데 아마 지금 알고 있을 것 같아.
알고 있을 것 같아?
제가 너무 그러니까 그래서 언니랑 했을 때
그러면은 천이 한번 선택해봐. 뭐 백에다가 눕할 건지 아니면 아예 하에다 눕할 건지 아니면 짧게 뛰어서 이렇게 해서 넣을 건지 그건 천이가 판단해서 대신 망설이지 말고. 알겠지?
By his quietly spoken standards, that was really quite impassioned there from Yingsha, and that's what this is going to take, isn't it? Because she's in a hole right now.
8-9.
Can't ask for a better chance to take a game against the back-to-back world champion. She was 2 in front and now she trails.
And that takes her to the brink of a place in the round of 16. Sweeping, swooping, wonderful play from Xia, who gets the ball back in hand and can serve her way to the next round. 2 match points. We'll let the crowd do the announcing for us there, because that reaction was what they, or the majority of them, have come to see here today. And despite a real fight in games 2 and 3 from Cheonhui, the quality of Yingsha once again on show under the purple lights here in the Infinity Arena for all to see. Fairly standard or impressive for you, Fraser?
I don't think we've learned anything new about Yingsha from that match right there. I'm more thinking about Ju Cheonhui as the underdog coming into this. A player who's taken Yingsha to Game 7 before. I think she'll be a little bit disappointed with how that one ended, having a 2-point lead in the last game. But this is it. You give Yingsha an inch and she'll take a mile.
You don't get many chances, and when they come along, you just have to do what Satsuki Odo did. We keep coming back to that. But Ju Cheonhui knows that she's been in a match. She's put up a fight for Yingsha.